Hey guys, what is up? It's Elena, and today I'm going to be doing a really different kind of video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I did my bullet journal for this month. So I recently started getting into bullet journaling, and I think it's really helped me with a lot of different things that I never would have thought that writing in a journal would have helped me with. My New Year's resolution for this year was to become more creative, and I saw this as a great way to make myself more creative. And so today I wanted to do like a very storybook, like cityscape sort of atmosphere with like roses intermixed and like pink colors. I thought that would be really cute with like the gray that I was going to be using on the buildings. So I first started bullet journaling about a few months ago, and I feel like since I've started bullet journaling, I have eliminated some of that prior habits that I had before I started bullet journaling. So I used to have a hard time accepting my mistakes, and I still do, and it's something that I really struggle with almost every single day, especially being in college and working on projects, and not only that, but homeworks and quizzes, and not always getting the grade that I think that I received from all the studying and the hard work that I put in. And it was really hard for me to accept what I was getting back. And I think bullet journaling was a really great experience for me because I started to accept more of my mistakes. So when I mess up in my bullet journal, at first it was really annoying because I thought that it was supposed to be this creative outlet that was supposed to look perfect from those looking in, and I wanted it to come off as looking perfect. But that's not the point of it. The point is to organize your life and be able to express your creativity. And I think that this was a great way for me to start accepting my mistakes. So you'll see a few different times I make a ton of mistakes. And from this video, you honestly won't notice. And if you've ever tried to start a bullet journal and got sort of discouraged because you watched videos like this and saw how beautiful the bullet journals turned out, it's kind of discouraging and you think that there's no mistakes that are made, but I will point them out to you. I made quite a few, but there are ways that you can always fix your mistakes and accept your mistakes. So that was the whole point of me starting a bullet journal, and I never thought I would be able to draw something like this ever, and it's not even that great. The reason why I picked this is because it was very easy for me to draw something that I loved, the city, but make it sort of storybook, sketch style, so it didn't have to be perfect, you know? So that's kind of what I wanted to get out of my bullet journal, and it was really easy for me to get that out of my bullet journal because I started accepting all the things that I was making mistakes of. As you can see, I start with pencil, unlike many other bullet journalers. I really find that that makes it easier for me because I make tons of mistakes and I need to be able to go back and correct them if need be, especially on a title page. So I just did some different shaped buildings with different window types and sort of collaged them together to look like the city. And as you'll notice in the background, I have these buildings that don't have windows on them, and those are supposed to be the background. I don't know the correct term, if it's foreground or I don't know. But they're supposed to be kind of like the buildings that are in the background that you can't see all the small details of. So I just went ahead and drew different sized rectangles in the back behind, I think it's the foreground, which is what you're looking at, with all the details in the windows. And the pen that I'm using is just a Micron 01. I know a lot of bullet journalers prefer like the 03 or different ones like that, but I just find that I have more control with this particular pen, and the nib on it isn't so small where I feel like if I press hard it's going to break in half or bend, because I have bent them before because I'm not really good at art and I've never really used really nice pens like that before, so I'm not really used to being very gentle. So it was kind of a struggle, but I found that this pen is really great for me because I can press down hard and not have a fear that I'm gonna break the nib on it. So I just went in with some gray coloring, and I wanted to do like kind of a scribble. As you can see, it didn't turn out as well as I thought it was going to, so I went back with my pencil and I colored it in with my pencil really gray, so that really like graphite-y gray. And then I just went back and erased some of the harsher gray colors and the harsher lines blending together, and it actually made it look really cool. So I really recommend doing that if you're looking for like a nice lighter gray. And I also couldn't figure out how I could, you know, write my title month on this page without making it look like it was fitting into the buildings, and I wanted it to stand out. So I went ahead and grabbed a note card and I just wrote it on there with my Crayola Super Tip pen in black, and then I just went ahead and cut out around the lettering to make it look, I don't know, just kind of like close to the lettering so it didn't look like a giant square. And then I just drew lines on all the downstrokes to kind of accent it. And then just pasted that onto my journal. So after I went ahead and pasted my month into my journal, I just went in with my gray Crayola Super Tip marker and filled in some of the windows. I did leave some of them not filled in so it could have more of like a storybook kind of feel. I really like that, so I think that was really what made the whole city come together. So for my monthly layout, I wanted to do something like this, which was on Scribbles That Matters Instagram, and I really loved this monthly layout. So I just went ahead and tried to figure out how I could implement this into my journal. It was kind of hard to figure out, but I'm going to leave all of the dot dimensions that I used up on the screen so you can kind of see where I'm coming from. I found that very discouraging when I was starting a bullet journal, how nobody would disclose the amount of dots in between each thing or the distance between the sides or the top. So I did count 6 dots from the top dot to start writing Monday, Tuesday, and all of the days of the week. And each of the days of the week were 6 dots across. And each row was once again 6 dots. So I just went ahead and did all of those measurements and just went ahead and went over it with my pen. So each row is 6 dots down, once again. But between the 6 and 7 dot from the top, that's going to be filled in with black, and that will be where we will write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all those days of the week. So in between dot 6 and 7, that will be filled in with black, as you can see here. But once again, each day is 6 dots across, and each row is 6 dots down. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. You can kind of see how it's supposed to look on here, so hopefully you guys can understand what I mean by all of that. So I just went ahead and filled in all of the days on the left-hand corner, and the days where the month hadn't started yet, I just put a slash because I really liked how that looked. And then I'm just using my Uniball white pen to write over top of the black. I did have to go over it a few times to make it very opaque. And And then I just went in with my Crayola Super Tip marker to write the month. And then behind it, I went in with my Micron to draw a sort of like cityscape. And then I just scribbled inside of the cityscape to make it look black. And then over the top, I drew some like little doodled roses that I did with just a few little like, I start with a circle in the middle and kind of draw petals around it. It's not as hard as it looks. And it kind of turned out really cute. And then I drew another little cityscape thing. And then I just went over all of those things with pen. So I kind of stole this idea from Amanda Rachley. She does like a little YouTube growth tracker on the side of her monthly spreads, and I thought that was really cool. So I printed out some really cool like cityscape, roses, and like light pictures from the internet, and I went ahead and figured out how I could maybe implement these pictures in my bullet journal, because if you're not super good at drawing, this is a great way to make a bullet journal. So not to be discouraged by all the doodling and drawing, you could literally just buy stickers or print things off of the internet and paste them into your bullet journal. If you're not really into doodling or drawing, like I'm not really into the whole doodling thing, I just kind of draw, if that makes sense. So during my weekly spreads, I'm not really into the whole, doodle a little picture over here kind of thing. So I find that this is really a lot easier for me. So after I figured out where I wanted to place the little pictures, I went ahead and made a little monthly spread with all the days of the week and the numbers, and then the month, of course. And this helps me keep track of which week I'm on, because during the summer, you kind of lose track of all of the days. And then I wrote Monday, and it was not Monday, so I went ahead and took a little index card and wrote Friday on it and pasted it right over top of Monday. And then on the side of the little pictures, I drew little lines and dots and a little like fake piece of tape to look like I taped it in there. And honestly, it seems kind of silly, but it makes a huge difference on the little pictures that you paste into your journal. It makes it look really implemented with all the pen and the different things that you're drawing. So I think it's really cute. And then on the side, I just did a little box that said tasks with a little drop shadow, and then another little cityscape at the bottom. And then I just go ahead and fill in any of the tasks that I am doing, or if I'm hanging out with someone. And then I drew some little like fake little fairy lights, and that kind of made it look really cute. So on this side page next to my title page, it was really blank and I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I went ahead and took my Polaroid out and took some pictures of I just recently redid my room, so I took some pictures of my favorite parts of my room and went ahead and taped that into my bullet journal, and went ahead and put a quote in there that kind of represented my new room, because that's a huge part of my life now, because I used to hate my room and now I'm in love with it and never want to leave. So that's a huge part of my life that happened this month, so I thought that'd be really cool to implement there. So this is basically what the whole journal looks like. It's super like black and white, which is exactly what I like. And I'm going to show you the rest of the days that I filled in. I usually like to do in the summer each day like the day before, because I don't know how many tasks I'm going to have that day, so I just find it a lot easier for me. So I'm doing another flip through for you guys where I kind of like filled things in, like my work schedule, and started filling in my YouTube tracker. And this was what the rest of the week looked like. Because it is the summer, it's a little bit emptier than during the school year. but I do like to use highlighters and stuff that signifies special things like work or classes that I'm taking this summer. And I always like to include a next week tab. I really want to thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you decide to start your own bullet journal. Thanks so much. Bye.